Salvete discipuli. In today's tutorial lesson, we will explore the story ad villam as Caecilius, Iulius, and Clemens continue to make their way toward the house of Caecilius to see what has happened to Quintus and Metella. In urbe pavor maximus erat, cinis jam densior incidebat. In the city there was a great panic. The ash already was falling thicker. Look at this ending here. You'll see this more coming up. Densus would mean thick. Densior would mean thicker. So that ending creates what we call the comparative, which in English we form by adding either er, or sometimes saying more instead. Flammae ubique erant. Caecilius et amici postquam urbem intraverunt villam petebant. Flames were everywhere. Now this word ubique, which means everywhere, we have an English word ubiquitous, which is an adjective that means something is everywhere. Caecilius and the friends, after they entered the city, were heading for the house. Again, it's very common to have in a postquam clause a perfect tense verb like intraverunt, and then in the main sentence have an imperfect tense verb like petebant, were heading for the house. Sed iter erat difficile, quod multi Pompeiani vias complebant. But the journey was difficult because many Pompeians were filling the streets. You see, things are so bad that the Pompeians are all trying to get out of the city, but those three, Caecilius, Iulius, and Clemens, they're going the other way because they're trying to figure out what happened to Quintus and Metella. The word iter means a journey. We get itinerary from that. Itinerary is like a list of the places you're going on a trip or a journey. Caecilius tamen per vias fortiter contendebat. Caecilius, however, was hurrying bravely through the streets. Again, contendebat, imperfect tense ending, was hurrying. Nubes jam densissima erat. Subito Iulius exclamavit. Already the cloud was very thick. Now again, densus meant thick, densior, thicker. Now we have densissima. Okay, nubes is feminine, and so densissima is going to have a feminine ending in that A. So this is what we call the superlative form. This is like either very thick or also the thickest. Okay? Suddenly Iulius exclaimed, Vos ad villam contendite, ego non valeo. You hurry to the house. I am not well. Now, this is what we call an imperative form, and the te is the plural imperative. So he's speaking to both Caecilius and Clemens, and he's telling them hurry as a command. In upcoming chapters, we're going to learn this form more deeply. Ego non valeo, I am not well. Now, the English word well is itself what we call a cognate. In other words, the common ancestor of both Latin and English had this root with that overall meaning. Okay? When we say goodbye to somebody in Latin, we say vale, and that's actually just basically saying be well. Statim ad terram decidit exanimatus. Immediately, he fell to the ground unconscious. Okay, so this is serious, people. Now, we've got Caecilius and Clemens are standing there. There's flames everywhere. The volcano is starting to erupt even more powerfully. And Iulius is now laying exanimatus, unconscious, on the ground. Clemens Iulium ad templum proximum portavit. Clemens carried Julius to a nearby temple. Tu optime fecisti, Caecilius servo dixit, tu Iulium servavisti, ego tibi libertatem promito. You have done well. Okay, so this is, again, our isti ending is the perfect tense ending, which corresponds to the pronoun to. You have done well. You have saved. Servavisti. And we have dative here, said to the slave. Tibi is the dative form of to. So to is the nominative. Tibi means to you. I promise freedom to you. You have saved Julius. I promise freedom to you. Now, notice, promising someone freedom is not the same thing as setting them free. So Clemens is still his slave. It's just that he has made a promise of freedom to him. Tum Caecilius e templo discessit et ad villam cucurrit. Then Caecilius departed from the temple and ran to the house. Clemens cum Iulio in templo manebat. Clemens was staying in the temple with Julius. Tandem Iulius respiravit. Ubi sumus rogavit. Finally, Julius breathed. Where are we? He asked. Sumus tutti, servus, Iulio respondit. Dea Isis nos servavit. We are safe, the slave responded to Julius. The goddess Isis has saved us. You see, this is a temple to the Egyptian goddess Isis. There was one in Pompeii, and that just happens to be the one that Clemens carried Julius into. Postquam tu in terram decidisti, ego te ad hoc templum portavi. After you fell onto the ground, I carried you to this temple. Okay, and you see here we have once again our new isti ending that corresponds to the pronoun to. And we also have the perfect tense ending, just an I, which corresponds to ego. So, tu decidisti, you fell, ego portavi, I carried. Tibi gratias maximas ago quod tu me servavisti, inquit Iulius. Said, ubi est Caecilius? I thank you greatly because you saved me, said Julius. Now, literally, ago gratias is the idiom. So, I do thanks to you. We translate as I give thanks, but the verb ago frequently just means to do. So, this maximus is the adjective going with gratias, so very great thanks. So literally, like I do very great thanks to you or for you, that's the idiom for I thank you greatly because you saved me. But where is Caecilius? Dominus meus ad villam contendit, responded Clemens. My master hurried to the house, responded Clemens. Eheu, stultissimus est Caecilius, clamavit Iulius. Sine dubio Metella et Quintus mortui sunt. Oh no, Caecilius is very stupid. So here again is what we call the superlative ending. Stultus would be stupid. Stultior would be more stupid. Stultissimus, very stupid or the most stupid. Shouted Julius. Sine dubio, without doubt, Metella and Quintus are dead. Now, he doesn't know this is true. He's just like imagining from the fact that everything's getting so bad now in the city, he's just imagining that there's no way Metella and Quintus can actually still be at the house and be alive. Ego ad urbe quam celerrime discedo, tu me cum venis? I am departing from the city as quickly as possible. Now, quam celerime is an idiom. Those two words together mean as quickly as possible. Tu me cum venis? Do you come with me? Now, the preposition cum means with, okay? And we had like cum Julia, with Julius, for instance, earlier. But when you put this with pronouns, you actually make the preposition cum a suffix on the pronoun, okay? So, me means me. Me cum, with me. Te means you. Te cum would mean with you. Minime amice, Clemens Julio respondit, ego domino meum quaero. No, friend, Clemens responded to Julius, I am going to look for my master. Now this ending here, amicus means friend, but when you address someone who has a name that ends in us or the noun that ends in us, you change it to an e. We call this the vocative form. You'll have much more further practice on this in upcoming chapters.